I never thought the end of the world would sound like a knock on my front door. It was soft at first, almost polite. But when I looked through the peephole, I did not see a neighbor or a delivery man. I saw a face pressed against the glass, pale and twitching, eyes rolled white, jaw moving like it had forgotten how to close. Behind me, my daughter whispered, "Dad, who is it?" I told her not to look. I told her it was nothing. But the truth is, it was already too late. The news had been warning about riots, about a sickness spreading faster than anyone could track. I thought it was fear-mongering. I thought we were safe inside our little house. But now, on the other side of that thin wooden door, something was scratching, something that was not supposed to be alive. And then it spoke. Not a word, not even a growl. Just a sound so unnatural I still hear it when I close my eyes at night. That was the moment I realized my kids were not safe, and if I made the wrong choice in the next minute, none of us would be alive by sunrise. I grabbed my son's hand. His small fingers trembled in mine. "Dad, he is outside," he whispered, eyes wide with fear. I peeked again through the crack in the door. The man, or whatever it was, crawled up the wall as if physics did not exist. His jaw hung open, drool mixed with blood dripping down. I could hear it breathing, slow, wet, unnatural. Every inhale sounded like a gurgle of death. My daughter hid behind my leg, clutching my pant leg as if it would keep her safe. I did not know what to say. I did not want to scream. I did not want my voice to give us away. I thought about calling 911. Phone lines were dead. No signal. Just static buzzing in my ears as if it was laughing at me. Then, I saw more. From the corner of the street, people ran. But they were not running right. Limbs bent wrong, heads tilting at impossible angles, eyes rolled white. They screamed, but it did not sound like words, more like broken sounds of hunger. One of them stopped, turned, looked straight at my house. I froze. My heart pounded so loud I thought they would hear it, feel it. I grabbed the kitchen knife. The cold steel felt heavy in my hand. I told the kids, "Stay quiet. Stay down." Then, the front window cracked. A hand, pale, torn, claw-like, smashed the glass. Splinters flew everywhere. The kids screamed. I pressed my hand over their mouths. I realized we could not stay here. This house, our home, it was not ours anymore. And if we tried to leave, they would be waiting. Outside. Around the corner. Everywhere. Something scraped the floor behind me. Not a shadow. Something real. Watching. Patient. Waiting. I swallowed hard. My kids' trembling hands in mine were the only thing keeping me from panicking. Every second we stayed, the danger grew. Every noise, every creak, every shadow. It was another heartbeat closer to death. I thought, maybe we could hide. Maybe wait it out. Maybe whatever this was would pass like a bad storm. But deep inside I knew. I had no idea what we were dealing with. I opened the back door. Just a crack. Cold air slid in, smelling of smoke and rot. I wanted to peek outside. Big mistake. A shadow moved fast across the yard, too fast, too low to be human. Then a scream tore through the night. Not far, too close. My son froze like a statue. I grabbed him, yanked him back inside. Slammed the door shut so hard the frame cracked. The kids were shaking, their eyes wide and wet. I did not blame them. I was shaking too. My heart felt like it was trying to crawl out of my chest. I thought maybe we could drive away, get to Grandma's safe place, familiar roads. But the streets outside were not streets anymore. They were chaos. Cars overturned like toys, fires burning out of control, bodies lying on the ground. Some still, some twitching, some crawling. I did not know who was alive, who was dead, who was something else. I did not know who I could trust. Every moving shape outside felt wrong. Then I heard it. A low moan from behind the house, slow, hungry, not human. It crawled under my skin, froze my breath in my throat. I peered out the window. One of them, whatever it was, stared back at me. Its head tilted too far, like it had no bones. Drool hung from its mouth, teeth glinting in the firelight from the street. Its eyes an empty, but locked on me. I realized I did not just make a mistake. I made a huge one. We were trapped. And it was only the first hour. Something moved behind it. More shapes, more shadows, all waiting. All hungry, I pressed my back to the wall. My kids' breaths were shallow. My own hands trembled so badly I nearly dropped the knife. This was not a storm. This was the start. I pushed furniture against the door. Chairs, tables, even the couch. Kids huddled in the corner, faces pale. I did not talk much. Only whispered, "Stay down. Do not make a sound." Outside, the banging started again, louder, harder. I could hear nails scratching wood, something sniffing, waiting. My daughter whimpered, "Dad, I am scared." I knelt down, hugged them tight, tried to keep my voice steady. I did not want them to cry. Not yet. I checked the windows. Everyone had shadows flickering past. Trees cast shapes that did not belong. My heart pounded in my ears. Then the lights went out. Just like that, black silence, except something moved in the dark. A shadow stretched across the room. My son screamed, but I clamped my hand over his mouth. I did not know if it was inside or still outside. But one thing was clear: we cannot stay here much longer. And then I heard a whisper. Not my kids, not human. Right next to my ear. I held my kids close, my hand shaking. The whisper came again, low, wet, unhuman. I did not dare move, did not breathe too loud. Then a crash. Something hit the back door. Hard, like it wanted in. My son screamed. My daughter clutched me, shaking. I did not know if it was dead or alive, or something worse. I grabbed a kitchen knife, held it tight. My hands bled from gripping too hard. Every bang made my heart jump. Every shadow felt like it was right in front of me. I tried calling 911 again, nothing, just dead lines. Then I heard footsteps upstairs. We live in a 2-story house. I am the only one here with kids. I whispered, "Stay down. Do not move." The steps stopped. For a second I thought we were safe. Then a floorboard cracked. Right above us. I looked up, nothing, but I felt it. Something watching us from above. We were trapped, and I knew. Any second it could strike. I did not have a choice. The house, our home, it was no longer safe. Every bang on the door, every scratch in the wall screamed the same thing. We were trapped. I grabbed my kids' hands, small, shaking, cold. Whispered, "We are going out. Stay close. Do not scream." We slipped out the back door. The night air hit us like knives. Cold. Sharp. It smelled of smoke, fear, and something rotten. The street outside was not a street anymore. Chaos ruled it. Fires burned cars. Windows shattered. People ran, some screaming, some crawling. Limbs bent wrong, faces pale. Eyes milky white. I saw a man, or what he used to be, dragging a neighbor. Teeth sinking deep into flesh. Blood splattered everywhere. I wanted to turn away, but my body was frozen in horror. My daughter started crying. I shook her, whispering, do not make a sound." Her tiny hands clutched mine, shaking so badly I could feel every tremor. My son stumbled over a fire hydrant and fell. I yanked him up fast, almost dragging him along. Every second counted. Every heartbeat felt like a countdown. Then I heard it, moaning. Hundreds of them. Not far. Everywhere. From every alley, every yard, from behind cars, shadows twisting and moving wrong, limbs bending at impossible angles, eyes white, hungry. We ducked behind a burned car, hearts pounding, breaths shallow. I held my knife ready, cold steel pressing into my palm. Every sound outside made me jump. Every shadow moved in the corner of my eye. I did not know if we were going to make it. If we ran, would we survive? And then a hand grabbed my shoulder, cold, strong. I spun, nothing, just the wind. Or something worse. The hairs on my neck stood straight. The moans grew louder, faster, closer. I realized we were in the middle of it now. No home, no safety. Just darkness, fire, and hunger. We kept moving down the street. Every step careful, quiet. The moans followed. Shadows twisted around corners. My kids held tight. I did not let go. Then I saw him. A man, arms open like he wanted to help. "Come here. Safe place, safe place." He shouted. I froze. My gut said run, but he looked normal, or close to it. I whispered to my kids, "Do not speak. Stay behind me." The man waved, smiling, but I noticed the marks on his arm. Bite marks. Fresh. I stepped back. My heart slammed. He is not safe. From the alley behind, something growled. Not the man. Something else, hungry. The man flinched, panicked. I realized he is scared too. But for wrong reasons, we ran. The man yelled something, tried to chase, then disappeared in the shadows. I did not look back, but I could hear laughter. Or maybe it was growling. I did not know. One thing was clear. Humans now are as dangerous as the dead. We ducked into an abandoned store. Broken windows, shelves toppled. I whispered, "Sit down. Keep quiet." My kids hugged me tight. I grabbed snacks from a vending machine. Cold, stale, but better than nothing. I looked around, empty, too quiet, too clean. Then I heard it crying, a small, soft cry from the dark corner. I froze. My kids held their ears, eyes wide. "Dad, someone's here?" my son asked. I whispered, "It is. It is just someone hurt. Do not worry." But the sound is not right. Is not human. I lit a lighter. Shadows stretched. Nothing moved. Then a hand, pale, torn, pressed against the floor from behind a shelf. I stepped back. My kids gasped. I realized, this place is not safe. We are not alone. And then I heard a growl from above. Not outside. Not the front, above, somewhere in the ceiling. Night fell fast, too fast. My kids were exhausted, shivering. I tried to keep them calm. I whispered, "We will be okay. Just stay close." The store was silent. Too silent. Then a shadow moved across the broken shelves. I froze, could not tell if it was alive or dead. A floorboard creaked above. I held my breath, nothing. Then a whisper, low, wet, right behind me. I spun. Empty. Just the dark corners. I tried to eat, tried to stay awake, but sleep came in moments. My kids dozed, heads on my shoulder, then I heard it. Smash. Something hit the roof hard, over and over. I grabbed my knife. Heart pounding. The ceiling cracked. Dust fell on my head. I realized we are not safe here either. And by morning we will need to move. If we survive till then, I could not stay another minute. I whispered, "We go now. Stay close, do not scream." We slipped out the back door. Cold night air hit us. Smoke, fire, stench of death. Streets were chaos. Cars overturned, flames everywhere. Screams pierced the night. I grabbed my kids' hands tight. Something moved in the shadows. Fast, limping wrong. Eyes white, teeth glinting. I shoved my daughter behind a burned car. My son stumbled. Pulled him up, we ran. Zigzag, ducking every shadow. Then a hand grabbed my shoulder. I spun, empty, nothing there. But I felt it, watching, waiting ahead. A fire blocked the street. Smoke thick, heat burning skin. I did not know if we could pass. If we failed, We die, I whispered. Just a little more. We can make it. And then, a scream from behind. Not human. Closer. Faster. I dragged my kids down a narrow alley. Trash everywhere, smell of rot thick in the air. I whispered, keep up. Do not stop. Do not look back. The moans grew louder, faster. I turned my head for a second. Too late. A figure lunged from the shadows, pale, drooling, teeth glinting. I shoved my son behind a dumpster. My daughter clung to me, screaming. I swung my knife. Hit something solid, screech, growl, gone, but not far. We ran, heart pounding, legs burning. At the end of the alley, a dead end. I pushed trash aside, tried to climb. My son fell. Something grabbed him. Cold hands, claws. I kicked, hit, screamed. Pulled him up. Blood on my hands. We made it out, barely, but behind us, more moans. They were everywhere, waiting, hungry. We found a small group of survivors hiding behind a burned van. A man waved us over. Safe, come on, quick. I hesitated. My gut screamed, do not trust them. But the kids were tired, scared. I had no choice. We ran to them. They smiled, offered water, food, blankets. I breathed a little, maybe. Finally safe, then I saw it. One of them had a bite mark on his arm. He noticed me staring, smirked. Relax, it is not real bad. Yet something hit the back of my head. Pain. Blood. I spun. The others raised weapons. Not to defend. To threaten, I realized. Humans now are worse than the dead. They will kill for food, shelter, or just fear. I grabbed my kids, ran, left the safe group behind. And somewhere in the darkness I heard laughter. Or growls, I did not know which. Night fell heavy. Thick smoke from fires burned our eyes. I held my kids tight. Whispered, we keep moving. We find a place to hide. Streets were empty, except for shadows that moved wrong. Limbs bent weird. Moans echoing everywhere. I did not know if it was alive and or dead, or something worse. We ducked behind a burned car. I checked every alley, every corner. Nothing safe. Then I saw a house. Windows boarded. Door cracked. Maybe a place to hide, I whispered. Quick, in and stay quiet. Inside it smelled of rot. Trash scattered. Broken glass. But no movement. I breathed. My kids shivered, whispering prayers. Then, from upstairs, a floorboard creaked. Slow, heavy, deliberate. I held my knife, heart racing. Something, or someone, was above us. Waiting. Watching. And I knew. We might not make it till dawn. I did not sleep. Not even a blink. Kids curled up next to me, shivering. Every creak, every moan made my heart slam. Then, a shadow stretched across the broken floor. I grabbed my knife. Whispered, stay down. Do not move. Something hit the wall. Hard. Loud. Dust fell from the ceiling. I froze, tried to stay calm. My kids whimpering. Then a low growl right behind me. I spun, nothing, just darkness. But I felt it, watching, waiting. Every instinct screamed, run. I whispered, we have to move. Now. We stepped outside. The street was chaos again. Fires, screams, shadows twitching. From the corner a hand reached out. Not fast, slow, watching, calculating. I shoved my kids behind a car, heart pounding, and then the sound of footsteps. Not ours, closer, faster. We ran down a narrow alley. Trash, broken glass, smell of rot thick in the air. I whispered, keep moving. Do not stop. Do not look back. The moans were all around. Faster. Louder. I turned my head for a second. Too late. A figure lunged from the shadows. Pale, teeth glinting, drool dripping. I shoved my son behind a dumpster. My daughter clutched me, screaming. I swung my knife. Hit something solid, screech, growl, gone. But not far. We ran. Heart pounding. Legs burning. At the end, a dead end. I pushed trash aside, tried to climb. My son slipped. Something grabbed him. Cold, strong claws digging in. I kicked, pulled. Blood on my hands. We made it out. Barely, but behind us, more moans. Waiting. Hungry. We found a small group of survivors behind a burned van. A man waved, "Safe. Come, quick." I hesitated. My gut screamed, "Do not trust them." But the kids were tired, scared. I had no choice. They smiled, offered water, snacks, blankets. For a moment, I felt hope. Then I saw it. One had fresh bite marks on his arm. He noticed me staring, smirked. "Relax. It is not bad." Yet something hit my head. Pain, blood. I spun. The others raised weapons. Not to defend, to threaten. I grabbed my kids, ran. Left the safe group behind, and somewhere in the dark, laughter or growls. I did not know which. Humans now were as dangerous as the dead. And we were not safe anywhere. We ran till our legs burned. Smoke, fire, stench of death all around. I whispered, "Keep moving. Stay close. Do not make a sound." Finally, a small house. Windows boarded, door cracked. Maybe safe. I pushed in quietly. Kids clung to me, shivering. Inside it smelled of rot. Broken glass, trash scattered. Too quiet. Then a soft moan from upstairs. Slow. Heavy. I gripped my knife tight. My heart hammered. Something moved in the shadows. A hand pressed through a crack in the floor. I spun, empty, just darkness. But I felt it, watching. Waiting. I whispered, "We cannot stay. We must leave before they find us." Then a floorboard creaked behind me. Too deliberate, too slow. I did not know if it was alive. Or something worse. The night felt endless. Kids clung to me, eyes wide. I whispered, "We made it." Almost. Sunlight barely broke through smoke. Streets were wrecked. Bodies everywhere. Limbs bent wrong, eyes white. Moans in the distance. I grabbed my kids, pulled them along, then a scream close. Human? Dead, I did not know. I peeked around a corner. A horde feeding on someone. Too familiar. Neighbor, friend, gone. We ran. Heart pounding. Legs screaming. Ahead. A small van abandoned. I thought maybe we can drive, then I saw them. Figures moving fast, limping wrong. We were trapped. No choice left, I whispered. Hold on. Just a little more. From behind. Footsteps fast, closer. I grabbed the kids. Ready to fight or die. We ran till the van. I tried to start it. Engine coughed, then roared. Kids held tight. I whispered, almost there. Hang on. Through the windshield I saw streets filled with dead. And worse. Humans fighting, biting, screaming. We drove slowly, careful, hearts thumping. A figure jumped on the hood. I slammed the brakes. It fell, rolled, got up, chasing. I sped, narrowly missing fire and debris. We found an abandoned gas station. Locked doors, safe? Maybe. Kids trembling, I whispered. We made it. We survived 48 hours, but outside, moans, growls, shadows moving. I realized. It is not over. Not yet. And then I saw a figure in the distance, watching, waiting, not human, not dead. Something else. The sun rose barely. A weak, pale light trying to pierce the thick smoke. Streets were burned, cars overturned, fires still smoldering. The smell of ash, death, and rot filled the air. I held my kids tight, whispering, we survived. Finally. Their small bodies shook in my arms. I tried to make my voice steady, but I felt it tremble too. I flicked on the radio, static first, then a calm voice. Containment successful. All areas are safe. Streets clear. People accounted for. I laughed. Bitter, hollow laughter. Looked outside, limbs twisted wrong. Faces pale. Eyes white and staring. Shadows moving in the distance, bending at impossible angles. I realized it was not over. It never was. The kids asked softly, "Dad, are we safe?" I hugged them tighter, feeling the weight of the world on my shoulders. Whispered, "No, we never were." Then I heard it. From behind, a low growl, slow, deliberate, watching, waiting, like it had been tracking us all night. I grabbed my kids, ran, feet pounding on the broken asphalt, fires reflected off the broken glass. Every moan, every shuffle behind us made my heart jump. I knew the first 48 hours were just the beginning. The world had ended, and no one told us. Everything we knew, gone. And out there in the shadows they waited, watching, hungry. I tightened my grip on the kids' hands, whispered to myself, "We survive. We must." But deep down I knew nothing would ever be safe again.